Hey dearies, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Helen Jennifer, and in today's video we are going to learn about what is a function and some of its real life applications. Without any further ado, let's get started. Now, a function is a relation between a set of inputs and a possible set of outputs. In simple words, it's like a machine which has an input and an output. Remember, each input can have exactly one output. Each input can have exactly one output. Before we dive into the session, let's learn certain terminologies associated with function. A function is usually denoted by f of x, and here x is the input. The set of inputs is termed as domain and the set of outputs is termed as codomain. It is also called as range. To understand the concept of a function much better, let's look at some simple examples of a function. Here is a simple example of a simple function f of x is equal to x square. Here f of x takes the value of x and then simply squares it. So some values of x are given here. As I told earlier, f of x takes the value of x and then simply squares it. The graphical representation of this simple function looks like this. In this graph, I have taken the values of x in x-axis and the values of f of x in y-axis. Now let's move to look at some real-life applications of a function. Suppose you have a car and you want to calculate the mileage of your car. How can we do so? It can be simply done by the help of a function. Now let's consider the values of x as the amount of petrol in liters. Here the function rule, that is to say f of x is equal to 15x, which means that function of x takes the value of x and then multiplies it by 15. By means of substituting the values of x, we will be getting the values of f of x. If you input 2 liters of petrol, your car will give 30 kilometer mileage. If you input 4 liters of petrol, then your car will give 60 kilometer mileage, and so on. Let's move to example number 2. Suppose you are going to work in a company and the company offers you pay scale on hourly basis. How will you evaluate your salary? With the help of a function? Let's see it. Let's consider the values of x as the number of hours worked. Here the function rule is f of x is equal to 100x, which means that function of x multiplies the values of x by 100. By means of applying this function rule, we will be getting the values of f of x. Finally, if you work for 2 hours, you will get paid rupees 200. If you work for 4 hours, you will get paid 400 rupees, and so on. Example number 3. If you want to calculate the height of a huge building, it can be easily calculated by means of measuring the building shadow's height. Let's consider the values of x as the building shadow's height. Here the function rule is 2x plus 1. Now let's move to find the values of f of x. Remember, shadow's height is calculated at a particular time of the day. If the shadow's height is 5 meter, then the building's height is 11 meter. If the shadow's height is 7 meter, then the building's height is 15 meter, and so on. Don't you wonder, a function can also be used to design geometric patterns? If you want to calculate the size of the wall that you want to build with the number of bricks you have, then you will need the help of a function. Let's consider the values of x as the number of bricks we have. Here the function rule is 6x plus 4. So if you have 15 number of bricks, then you will be able to build a wall having 94 meter perimeter. If you have 25 number of bricks, then you will be able to build a wall having 154 meter perimeter, and so on. Some more examples of a function are displayed. Apart from this, there are many other real life applications of a function, like predicting natural disaster or curing diseases, and so on. And that's it for today's video. I hope you find the video informative. Make sure to subscribe my channel for more such learning videos. Thank you.